All right, another one of my comments got absconded with, and this time it wasn't on Madison Beer content. It was on police content. Check this out, okay? So I was watching this, and it shows that apparently there was a crash or something in the area near this woman's house, and the California police, whatever the fuck that means, state police, state troopers, or county? Are we talking county or are we talking state? Anyway, are they even real police? Because she was at her own house, apparently, and I'm once again going off the information in this video. She was at her own house, and then apparently someone else was in the area who looked suspicious that the police were looking for. Okay, the police were looking for the same person. It looks like that she was suspicious of, which is probably why she was outside at her own house with a gun. You see? And then the police are looking for this guy, and they see her with the gun, right? And they tell her to put down the gun because they said she's going to get shot. That is a threat of lethal force. That is a verbal intent, a verbal dissemination of intent to use lethal force. And apparently she told them to put down the gun, which they actually should have done, because if they didn't have a warrant to use lethal force against her specifically at her own house, they should not be pointing weapons at her. If it's on her own property, and she's a legal gun owner and she's allowed to defend herself at her own home, then her authority on her property supersedes that of the police, especially if the police are already using lethal force. If they're already armed and aiming, then her authority at her own house supersedes that of any claimed law enforcement, especially if it's the same, if they're both concerned about the same threat. They should have stood down, and they should have allowed her to defend herself. And because they did not stand down, she did not know if they were there to hurt her. And I'm gonna guess she didn't see any law enforcement identification, because any motherfucker can say, "Police, put the gun down," and then fucking shoot you, having not been police. You might even have identification, but that doesn't mean it's real. You can buy uniforms. I'm not saying they weren't real police, but judging by their reactions, I would say that either they weren't real police or they shouldn't have been on the force. They weren't properly trained, because that's not how you do it. And apparently she got shot and handled it like a G. And I left a comment clearly stating this stuff, and it got deleted. I left a comment succinctly describing my opinion on this, and it got deleted. So I'm going to leave the comment again. All right, that's good enough, especially because I'm going to upload the video too. So there we go. Watch this. Comment. Like. Now, we're going to wait a second. I'm going to go pee. We're going to come back, and then I'm going to refresh the page. And when my comment stays, it stays at the top there. That's how it always works, is my comment is always at the top. Other videos that I comment on, when it doesn't get deleted, it stays at the top. And I've also seen my comment get deleted on videos that have very few comments, and so that's how I know that. Be right back. I think what I said on the other one that I commented to is something like, unless there's like a ton of other, like unless there's a lot more going on that wasn't shown in this video, then it's obviously the fucking officer's fault. So let's see if it stays. Los Angeles Police Department, that's what it is. I see it in the top corner there. Okay, let's see if it stays, and it is gone again. What do you fucking know? See that shit? So that's called censorship. And that's a violation. And it kind of just proves that the police are complicit. So fuck them. And unless she's like a seriously horrible person, which I doubt it, then they need to own up. And she needs to be compensated. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want because you say the police. You can't just do that. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want just because you say that you're the police. That whole ass shit could have been a Hollywood ass setup. You see what I'm saying? They could have staged that just to get at something that she had. Maybe like, oh, well, they have money, and we want their money, so we're going to stage a hit, and we're going to fucking blah, 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 take them to court. But what did I hear? $1 million bail? Exactly. They just wanted money. They're like, we're going to get rich quick. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, we're totally the police. Ha, ha. It's not like... Oh, I heard it make that noise again. See? I heard it make the noise again. That's the they don't want me talking anymore noise. When they try to disconnect my shit. But they're like, oh, we're the police, ha ha ha. We're going to make a bunch of money real quick, ha ha ha. It's not like we just hacked into the fucking police files and got the form and like, or bribed someone. It's not like that. It's not like we were actually felons who escaped prison or anything. It's not like we're just trying to get rich quick off of someone else's hard work. No, why would we do that? It's not like it's Zeke Boogie Doog hours or anything. And once again, this is my commentary from someone who's all the way on the East Coast. I don't know the people involved. So if you're getting offended by what I'm saying, and especially if you're personally offended, you need to check yourself before you colloquially wreck yourself. Because there's a lot more going on in all these scenarios than meets the eye. And what I'm doing is I'm giving you the reaction based on the information that was given to me in that video. And if that's not correct, well, then you guys need to work on your propaganda. Because this is the sort of thing that can get the entire police department shut down. You can't just say, oh, well, it was just this guy or that guy. Or like, oh, it was her fault. No, you can't do that. You keep abusing your power, then we're going to disband the force. Period. End of discussion.